Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and in my second video with Andrew Rome, we are talking about how we can learn from the past, how to be better estate agents for the future. Andrew, thanks for joining me in this second video. In the first video, we talked about how processes have changed but haven't changed to make estate agency better. And in this second video, I'd like to talk about technology and how it's made estate agency better and worse compared to 20, 30 years ago. Thanks for joining me today.
Not at all, not at all.
Do you believe that the internet has changed estate agency, Andrew?
Yes.
And
yes.
for the good or bad?
I question whether it's changed it quite to the degree that people might think, because I think the basics very much still apply. It's a people business. Your client has got to like and trust you when you're face to face, and the same with the buyers. So you can use different technology to match buyers and houses, like a dating app or call it what you will. The internet, as far as the web is concerned, the right moves on the market, that sort of thing. Clearly, that has given people. It's been very good for buyers.
Yes,
I think.
Because in the old days you had to put yourself on mailing
lists.
Yes, yeah. But it's probably been bad for estate agents because people don't put themselves on mailing lists; they just go on to Rightmove, don't they?
No, there is an awful lot to be said for that. Absolutely, okay. And therefore you don't get to know them as well. And what else can you add them? Can offer to that person. What services can you offer them?
But then there's also the blame of the CRM systems, which customer record management systems, where you put yourself on the mailing list and it's going into a dark black hole and you never get heard of again.
Or completely bombarded. It's kind of one or the other, isn't it? It's feast or famine, depending on who you're registered with. But the web is good as far as it goes, but you've got to be able to speak to someone to find out where it is. It should be able to cut out a whole lot of wasted journeys, but it's amazing to me the amount of people who seem to wear as a badge of honour how many houses they've been to see. And these days that seems...
When you say people been to see, are we talking about viewers or estate agents?
Viewers have been to see, they kind of say, well, we've seen 80 houses, we still haven't found the right one. And you just think, well, there's so much information out there because of technology that should stop you from being able to...
there's advantages like 3D tours and things like that. They didn't have those in our day, did they?
No, they didn't. But I, for one, would not buy something unless I'd felt it, smelt it and touched it.
So, do you think the internet is a threat to estate agency? You roll the clock back 5 years and we had the online agents with Purple Bricks and everyone else coming along. Why do you think they didn't take off?
Personal service.
Okay.
I'm absolutely convinced of it. They could not offer that personal service, which people want. At the end of it, people have a view on agencies' fees, and it can be a lot of money. So people want to feel that they've earned it.
It might have been a lot of money with Knight Frank, but if you actually look, the estate agent's average fee has gone down from an average of 1.6% in 2004 to now around 1%, according to the Property Academy.
Yes.
Do you think that a lot of that has been because of the dehumanisation of estate agency and it's all
no,
on Rightmove?
I think the disruptors, if you like, you could call them disruptors, brought in a kind of menu of very low fees. So whilst a number of people didn't want to be necessarily employing them, it did make them think that they could get it for less money. But do you get what you pay for?
You do, but then do you think, we as estate agents, have got a bit of a reputation, but have we allowed ourselves to pull our own pants down or vendors to pull our pants down on our fees, or is it the other way around?
Oh, we are definitely being our own worst enemy. Nobody wants a cartel, despite what people might think. You can't have a cartel of that. But actually, if you are the client who are choosing the person solely on the basis of fees, there's every chance they're going to be making the wrong decision.
Well, then isn't that our responsibility as agents to prove that our worth?
Absolutely right.
Okay.
Absolutely right.
With coming back to, we talk about technology with instant communication. We're kind of expected to reply back at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, aren't we?
Yeah.
Should we be replying back at 8 or 10 o'clock at night?
I don't believe so, and I know that later on in our conversations we'll be talking about mental health. And that is absolutely one of the key things to that.
I mean, would you expect to talk to your solicitor at 10 o'clock at night?
Quite right. Question oft asked within an agency background. Any estate agent's office will say,
But what?
why just us?
So
But because we've fallen into that trap, and I think a lot of people feel they expect to have 20 unread emails when they get back to their car or they get back to their office. There's a kind of element of making you feel wanted, I'm important, I'm doing something.
Is that because of the type of personality who's attracted to a estate agency that we want everyone to love us? On the disc profile, it's called an I, an influencer.
Yeah.
They want everyone to like them. In fact, to the point where they don't really care about the deal as long as people love them.
I think there's an awful lot of that. You know, they are estate agents. How often do you hear, when you speak to an estate agent, how's the market? Booming, because they've agreed a house that morning. How's the market? Terrible. They just lost a sale that morning.
Or the old
fickle.
classic, are you a buyer or a seller?
Exactly.
You know,
Absolutely.
and you've got a different answer for both.
Yep.
No wonder people don't trust us if we have two different answers for two different things. What do you think technology can do to help a estate agency going forward?
Oh, well, I mean, it gets your wares out there, it gets your brand out there, it gets your information out there, it gets your research out there in a far easier format. The key is actually making that palatable, and that's where kind of marketing departments and all that they have to advise on that, and we can decide what we want to say, but then it has to be put into a format that people find easy to digest.
Well, I think we've nailed technology. What I'd like to do is go to the next video, which is the third topic, which talks about the client relationship with estate agents in the 1 of 6 videos. So I'll see you on that video there, if that's okay.
Okay.